Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Me, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. Within the One Piece universe, it's widely recognized that the Marines do play a crucial role in protecting civilians against the threat posed by pirates, in particular due to the presence of extremely formidable pirates such as the Yonkos. Therefore, the Navy recruits exceptionally powerful individuals known as Admirals. The Admirals are elite Marines whose extraordinary abilities have enabled them to directly rival the formidable Yonkos. So in today's video, we're going to delve deeper into the discussion about Admirals and explore the incredible powers they possess, which allow them to compete on equal terms with a Yonko. But before we dive into the video, if you're new to the channel or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like and even subscribe and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out, especially with that old YouTube algorithm, and it keeps motivating us to make more content. If you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or another one of your favorites with your friend. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So my friends, Navy Admirals are figures of extreme importance and power in the world of One Piece, and they have a responsibility of maintaining order on the seas as well as combating threats such as pirates and other challenges to the world government's authority. As they are the strongest in the Navy, Admirals are responsible for having a level of power similar to or possibly even greater than the Yonkos so that they have a chance of stopping these pirates. So let's talk about the Admirals and who probably already may be at this level. Let's begin our discussion with Sengoku, the former fleet admiral. Now he's portrayed in the work of One Piece as a Buddha-like figure, mostly thanks to the power of his devil fruit and the moral dilemmas that he has constantly had to deal with. Sengoku possesses one of the rarest and most impressive mythical devil fruits in One Piece, the Hito no Mi model Daibutsu. This fruit gives him the ability to transform into a golden giant with very similar looks to a Buddha, and it drastically increases his physical strength and endurance, and he's capable of releasing devastating shockwaves and wreaking havoc on his opponents. During the past, he held the rank of admiral, and a few years later became the fleet admiral of the entire Navy, the highest rank in the Navy's hierarchy, and he became the supreme commander of global naval forces. However, given his reflections on the way that the world worked, he abdicated this position, opting for a less prominent position in the Navy. Sengoku is especially known for his serenity and his wisdom, and he acts consciously and cautiously, making decisions that he believes are the best for the Navy as well as the world as a whole. So through his balanced and respectable personality, it makes him a leader admired by his subordinates. During his past, at his peak, Sengoku faced off against Shiki the Golden Lion, among several other powerful pirates that were extremely famous at that time, making Sengoku famous as a character and recognized for his great strength. You see, Sengoku is a notable example of an admiral who, with his experience, devil fruit abilities, and leadership, stands out as one of the most influential and positive, powerful figures in the series. And his retirement from the rank of fleet admiral marked an important transition in the plot of One Piece. Moving our discussion to Sengoku's successor, let's now talk about Akainu, whose real name is Sakazuki. Now, little known is known about his past before his appointment as admiral, but his career has been marked by an unwavering dedication to his own brand of justice. Sakazuki rose to prominence in the series during the event known as the Buster Call on Ohara, where he led a mission to destroy the island of Ohara and resulting in the deaths of all the inhabitants, including children. And this was to prevent the spread of forbidden knowledge. This event revealed not only his cruelty, but also his extreme commitment to what he calls absolute justice. During the Battle of Marineford, or what has been called the Battle of the Best, Sakazuki played a central role in the conflict, and he was determined to execute Portgas Ace, Luffy's adopted brother, who had been captured by the Marines and given over to them by Blackbeard. The ensuing confrontation with Whitebeard, one of the Yonko, was one of the most intense battles in the series, and it resulted in extensive damage to Marineford, which was the Navy's headquarters. Now, Sakazuki ended up taking Ace's life and triggering Whitebeard's devastating downfall, which has had significant implications on the plot that we are just starting to see come to fruition. As I mentioned earlier, Sakazuki is known for his philosophy of absolute justice, believing that anyone who poses a threat to justice must be eliminated, regardless of the circumstances or consequences. And this mentality puts him in direct conflict with characters who have a more balanced view of justice, such as Sengoku and even Admiral Fujitora. Following the retirement of Fleet Admiral Sengoku, Sakazuki was promoted to Fleet Admiral, becoming the supreme leader of the Navy. But this promotion placed him in command of the world's naval forces and granted him significant authority and a central role in maintaining the global order. However, Sakazuki's ruthless personality and philosophy of justice make him a formidable antagonist in the series, and his actions such as Aisha's execution and promotion to Fleet Admiral have had a lasting impact on the story of One Piece, continually shaping events in the world of the manga as well as the anime. Sakazuki is also one of the most polarizing characters in One Piece, because he's admired by some for his dedication to justice, while others see him as just a ruthless villain. So his presence and actions are fundamental to the development of the plot, contributing to the complexity of the world of One Piece. Next we have Admiral Kizaru, whose real name is Borsalino. Now Kizaru is a tall, thin man, often with a sleepy expression, and he smiles during battles, which does make him appear disinterested or even bored. However, as we've seen lately, he is one of the most powerful characters in our story. Kizaru possesses the Pika Pika no Mi, a Logia-type devil fruit that gives him the power to transform and control light. This allows him to move at incredible speeds, making him practically untouchable in battle, and additionally, he can also fire extremely fast and powerful blasts of light. Kizaru is known for his laid-back and calm personality, and he rarely shows excitement or even concern in the middle of battle. In addition to being considered one of the most powerful characters in One Piece, and this is thanks to his ability to move at the speed of light, this makes him an extremely difficult opponent to face off against. During the Battle of Marineford, for example, he took on several powerful characters, including Marco, who was a commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, and he demonstrated exceptional combat skills. He also played an important role in the confrontation against the Whitebeard Pirates, who were trying to rescue Ace, and his presence and actions contributed to the intensity of this epic battle. Despite seeming lazy, Kizaru is loyal to the Marines and the world government, carrying out their orders efficiently despite his calm demeanor, which can give the impression that he's not really taking threats seriously. But his presence is always striking when he appears, and his ability to move at the speed of light makes him a formidable and enigmatic opponent. Lastly, let's talk about Fujitora, whose real name is Isho. Fujitora has a very striking feature on his face, demonstrating his ideals and the reason why he fights. Fujitora possesses a scar cut across both his eyes that he made himself in order to no longer see the corruption in the world. But despite being blind, his combat abilities are not affected by this visual impairment. For his weapon, Fujitora uses a Zatoichi-style cane sword, both as a mobility aid and his main weapon. Fujitora is a very complex character, and guided by principles as an advocate of a more balanced form of justice, compared to many of his fellow admirals, especially Akainu. He's criticized the pirate bounty race and was one of the main causes of the abolition of the warlord system, believing that they still posed a threat in the world and really didn't support the world government as they should. Fujitora is also a character who seeks to effect significant change in the Navy and the world of One Piece as a whole, because he questions the world government's unfair and corrupt practices and seeks to establish a much fairer system. So his quest for justice and his fight against systematic problems add greater depth to his personality and his role in the plot. This was especially evident when Fujitora was introduced into the series, because it brought a different perspective on justice and ethics within the Navy. His internal conflict between his sense of justice as well as his obligations as a Navy admiral make him a very intriguing and unpredictable character. Fujitora possesses the Sushi no Mi, which is a paramecia-type devil fruit that grants him the power to control gravity. And with this ability, he can create powerful gravitational fields to crush his enemies, levitate massive objects, and even manipulate the environment around him. And his ability is extremely versatile, making him a very formidable opponent. Fujitora's visual impairment makes him a very unique character in One Piece, and with his exceptional devil fruit abilities, as well as his quest for a more balanced system of justice, his influence on the plot continues to unfold, and as he faces more moral and political dilemmas, he might actually seek to effect greater significant change throughout the world of One Piece. Before we conclude, as a bonus, let's talk about that great hero of the Navy. Now, although Garp chose not to become an admiral during his Marine career, his importance and power within the organization cannot be underestimated. In his prime, Garp was arguably one of the most powerful sailors in the organization, and he was capable of going toe-to-toe with the legendary former pirate king Gol D. Roger. And through his strength and skills, it made him a respected and feared figure in the world of One Piece, even without holding that position of admiral. Furthermore, with Roger's help, Garp was able to take down Roxy Zebek and several other pirates that came across his path, giving Garp incredible fame throughout the world because of all of his noble deeds. So there you have it, my friends, the individuals that make up one of the pillars of power that the world government uses to maintain stability in the world. So what do you think about it? Do you think that these admirals are on par with these mythic Yonko? Now, although we've had some turnover in the ranks of the Yonko as of late, we still have one of the old school ones being Shanks. Do you think that any one of the admiral that currently exists could go toe-to-toe or even exceed the abilities of someone like Shanks? Let us know what you think about that in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video, we'd like to to thank you all so much for watching, especially those of you who've made it here to the very end. Make sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you all in our next video. Let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.